So I guess I need to be able to hold the YouTube live mic, and it's gonna look silly now though.
Yeah.
What if I? Hmm. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Okay. What are we gonna chat about today? How's everybody's long weekend? The kids are still out of school, which means that all the parents are very, very happy with all of their free time.
Mm.
It's good. I was a bit frustrated because I couldn't get done what I needed to get done. But you know what? They're only with me for a short time. So you know what they say: the days are long, but the years are short.
You?
That is what they say. I've noticed it being a parent, at least for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, pull up them talking points.
Gosh, the time today was so fast. Did you think?
Yeah, it kind of just got away from us.
Mm.
What's going on? What's going on in the news? Hit me with some touchy subjects.
Touchy subject. You sure you want? You sure you want me to start with the bag?
Yeah, what's going on in Fiji right now?
But I the see the forecast yesterday. It's gonna be rainy
Yeah,
this whole
what
week.
is with this rain? Not to talk about the rain because that's always very exciting.
Yeah,
Um,
the weather just seems to change. It just got so colder this past 2 nights.
yeah, well, you just moved to Sanganga, so you're about to see the cold,
Mm.
buddy.
Really?
Who do we got going on here? Oh yeah, so I saw the yo, how about all the people hating on the sevens team right now? Jeez. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know what's with, like, do people have people like never played sports in their life before? Like, you lose sometimes,
Mm.
and
Mm.
like teams aren't good forever. Like, that's how all sports goes. Like, Fiji doesn't get to dominate forever.
Mm.
That's just not how. That's not what happens. So, like, for people, seen so many people like posting like, "Oh, there's one Fiji team that we can cheer for, and it's the women's team because they actually win." It's like, oh, so what? As soon as people start losing, you don't cheer for them anymore. It's not sports. Like you live and breathe your team and your colors, like win or lose. It's not like you cheer for people when they're winning. And like it's such a backwards like mentality. It pissed me off. Like
Yeah, we Fijians are a sore bad loser, especially when it comes to sevens, because feel like sevens is our game. Not
right,
like how NFL is like an American game, or
yeah,
Aussie Rule is like an Australian game,
right.
whereas like for sevens is Fiji game. It's like it's what we. It's always known that Fiji, always
Well,
dominate in
right,
that
right.
sevens game.
But still, I mean,
Yeah, but still, yeah, you're right. You're right.
like,
Definitely.
give
I
us a
was
break.
reading a bunch of comments. Like, what's going on with the sevens team? It seems like they're not winning anything. And then somebody says, "Oh, maybe FRU didn't feed them while they went to."
Yeah, that's true. Eh? Maybe they're hungry over there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they've been doing a lot of fasting at this.
Right? Man, I'll tell you who's not hungry. The admin at FRU. Some big dudes over there. Like, it's so true. It's so true.
But oh yeah, how about the Saturday game? Or was it a Friday game?
Oh, with Ndrua?
Andrea?
Yeah, that was. I mean, I feel like they. I feel like they just never got rolling.
Mm.
But I was definitely
Had I high expectations on it? Because in the ranking, like Western Force is like the 11th,
11th, and we were
and
ninth, right?
yeah, ninth. Yeah.
9th or 10th,
Mm.
I think. So yeah, I did expect them to win. But I mean, they expected themselves to win. I don't know. I guess we just felt like we couldn't put anything together. But the Reds yeah, Reds and Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, you always gotta have a backup team, right? So that's the thing. for everybody who wants to start hating on like Fiji Sevens and Ben Collins. Oh, new coach time, new coach. It's like just have a backup team.
Uh-huh.
Just cheer for somebody else. Like when your team gets kicked out, you don't like go and like kill your own players and like their coach. Like,
Do you do that?
huh?
You have a backup team?
Yeah, of course. South Africa.
What's your backup team?
South Africa.
So what's your first team?
For
You
Fiji.
cheering Fiji
Yeah.
in the 15s?
Like 15's like rugby World
Yeah,
Cup?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fiji.
Fiji.
Really?
What, my first team?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Fiji.
Oh, okay.
Why? Who would I
Oh,
cheer
wow.
for?
Oh, wow, Fiji. Nice,
Why?
nice.
Who else would I cheer for?
Huh? No, no. I thought you'd be cheering
For
for New
Russia?
Zealand or
Yeah,
Russia
right.
or
Yeah.
Ukraine.
No, I cheer for Russia. That's my backup team.
Yeah, man. Oh, I got some people on here.
Yeah.
Patrick Costa, Bula Patrick.
What
Yeah,
up?
we'll get on to those questions later on.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the news here. Um, yeah. You know what I found out is that all the tractors and at least the tractors, I don't know about the trucks, but all the tractors that the FSC, and you guys can verify this for me, the FSC has around Fiji, like those are all donated by the Indian government.
Hmm.
Did you know about that?
No.
Yeah. I was like, oh, because like they were supposed to be given or like sold off or whatever, like the
Hmm.
tractors and the trucks, so like the transport,
Hmm.
the hauling trucks for the sugarcane.
Hmm.
But I think they've held off on that, and so
So it's
yeah,
gonna, yeah.
I didn't know that. And somebody told me that they weren't able to give them away because, or they weren't able to sell them because they were given them. So like the government couldn't sell
Something that's
something that was given to them
funded.
by,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
funded by
Yeah.
whoever it
Well.
was funded by.
Yeah.
How's
That
your
makes
swim,
sense.
dude? Good, nice. We're just doing it live right now. Okay. Um. Okay. Let's go through
We.
some of these links. Did you send me the one about the lady who wrote the book about
Oh no.
like trying to come up.
I was hoping
So,
you.
anyways, so the long and short of it is like I saw this or heard this report today that there was a lady who's written a book about how to help kids deal with grief because it's something that she said she went through because her husband had died just like a year prior, and so one thing that she had to help her kids with was like how to cope and deal with the grief of losing their dad, and so pretty cool. Like she wrote this like really really neat book because I don't know. I was like, oh, that's a really good idea because that's not something you often think of with kids. Is like how to deal with grief, like from a death in the family, like a mom or a dad or a brother and sister. And then if you look into it, the lady is actually in behind the scenes. She's been charged or accused of murdering her husband. So like the lady who's like written a book about how to deal with grief also was suspected to have murdered her husband. And the way she did, I think, was like with fentanyl or something like
Yeah.
that. And she had tried to like poison him like a few months prior,
Mm.
I think, and it didn't work. And yeah, anyways, just an ironic story.
Yeah. She tried to change his life insurance. Was it?
Oh yeah, yeah. She
Yeah.
she tried to change his life
And then he
insurance
found out.
into her name.
Yeah.
Scenes. She went. He went and put his sister as a beneficiary,
Beneficiary.
not his
Yeah.
wife. So it sounds like everything was really, really good in their relationship. As he's going behind his wife's back, changing beneficiaries and wills and stuff like that. Um,
Eh?
but then yeah, so now there's like a big family fight because like she murdered her husband apparently for the insurance money,
Yeah.
and before he died, he had apparently written his sister's name into the will.
Oh, and she just got
And she's,
screwed.
dude, like talk about like royally messing with your
Oh
mind.
man.
Like you tried to kill your husband more than once. Now he's dead. You thought you're gonna get the money. You didn't.
Mm.
And then you decide she's just out for the money. Now she's written a book about how to deal with grief.
Dude, grief.
She wants that. She's trying to get that bag. Trying to get that bag. I mean, you got to respect the hustle, right?
No, no. What kind of answer is that, bro?
Steph, don't listen to this one.
But talking about insurance, I've watched a couple of videos last night, like people with the scams of insurance and like trying to jump in front of a car, running car, and just like, or just I don't know, they have like problems with their insurance, or like people with the cars just driving in front and just trying to get into accidents, so that because they're financial, like they're
Oh yeah, that
they're not secured with their insurance or something. I don't know. I don't get.
yeah. Well, like people
I don't.
have employment insurance
Mm,
or like life insurance can cover that stuff too.
mm,
Like if you get hurt, then your life insurance will pay like a certain amount so that
mm.
you don't have to go to work, so that you can.
So do people like go to that extent, like
Yeah, I've heard of it for sure. Yeah,
jumping in
definitely.
front of a
Yeah.
moving vehicle or sort of
I
thing?
mean, the trick is like trying to injure yourself enough so that you still get to enjoy life,
Yeah.
but like seriously injure yourself enough so that you don't have to go to work for a while. So like, I don't know, like whatever you like. I wouldn't be jumping in front of cars. Maybe like, yeah, I don't
I
know.
saw a compilation of it. Like, why are they doing this? Some get away with it, and some some bag ton of money. But with people like with dash cams in front of it, like to give back as an evidence,
Right.
just it was like do the jump. Like, oh.
Sounds like a movie, dude. Yo, Twitter Spaces is oh, it's got one listener. That's me.
Uh-huh.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay. So GCC is meeting this Wednesday, I think. This Wednesday
Oh, okay.
or next Wednesday.
Hmm.
Next Wednesday.
Hmm.
But there was one probably Turanio Vusa. He said that well, the way it's translated in the report that FBC put out was uh the leader of Sao Nokonoko clan in Naimasimasi village.
Whoa, he's chasing the pigs.
Oh,
Hey! Oh my
oh, my dog is about to kill a pig,
god.
dude. So Naimasimasi village in Seru has suggested that only chiefs should be a part of the Great Council of Chiefs meeting. He says that although some chiefs may not have good educational background, that does not mean that they cannot be part of the meeting. He says the chiefs have a heart for the people. GCC commences on Bow Island next Wednesday.
Oh.
Uh, well, yeah, that's what I thought.
Uh,
The GCC was just
what?
chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
But
am I wrong about that? Does anybody else
uh,
know? Like Great Council of Chiefs, is there other people? Like obviously, other people need to be there. Maybe Itauke affairs and stuff like that. But like who aren't chiefs, but
mm,
like just like at the parliament meetings, like you don't just have like randoms there, like giving their opinion.
yeah.
Like maybe he means like nobody should be allowed to sit there and watch. I guess you can go
Oh,
and
okay.
sit in on a parliament session, right? I've done that before in
You've done that
Suva.
before?
Yeah,
I've never done that.
yeah, it's pretty boring. I remember they're talking about rice.
Rice?
Yeah, I just remember they're talking about the price of rice. And I'm like, I was a teenager. I'm like, this really what you guys get paid to do?
What?
A church, a Korean church in Nandi. It
Mm,
was like we went on like a youth trip to Suva and went and
and
sat in the parliament, just like a parliament session. It's
okay.
pretty cool, like when you're a
Uh,
kid. But I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's boring.
yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about rice or arguing about rice. I'm like, I'm out.
I don't quite understand how GCC works, but I think what they're saying is for other people who's not part of the meeting, I guess, with like I don't know about the media, are they allowed to be in it?
Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe that's what he means.
Yeah.
Only or no media.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. That doesn't sound
Mm,
good. Like, well, I don't know. I guess it could be.
mm.
Uh, so I'm just going to read this. So, institutional history. The Council, the Great Council of Chiefs, was established in 1876 under the governorship of Sir Arthur Gordon. So 1876, 1976. So about 150 years since it was started. This, the decision was taken following consultations with chiefs who advised Sir Arthur on how to best govern the colony's indigenous population. In the words of anthropologist Robert Norton, it embodied the privileged relationship of trust and protection established between Fijians and the British.
Mm.
During the colonial era, meetings of the Great Council of Chiefs were held every year or two with rich ceremonial protocol and chaired by the British governor. Council members advised the governor with regards to policy on Indigenous affairs and until 1963 selected Indigenous representatives for the colonial parliament. Um, okay. Fiji's first constitution, adopted upon independence in 1970, gave the council the right to nominate 8 of the 22 members of the Senate. Oh, so that's like their political importance, I guess.
Mm.
So overall, it sounds like a pretty cool thing. Like that's actually a pretty special thing to have.
Mm.
Like, obviously, everything can be mismanaged, but like to have a situation where you can have like a council of people who are concerned about like the well-being and the, I guess, like we were talking about on like the second on the mat, like people who are concerned about like the well-being and preservation of the culture,
Yeah.
who can, like, they have a forum, they have a space to be able to talk to the leaders of the country, like the parliamentary government leaders of the country,
Mm.
with their concerns. So like we discussed the other day, you have to have people in that position who are hopefully like open to change, but also about protecting. It's of a lot of importance to protect the culture.
Mm.
Otherwise, you won't get anywhere with Parliament. You
Mm.
know, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, learning this on the go as we were learning about the lali today.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't learning. I was actually asking everybody like, what is the significance of the lali in Fiji? Would you say no way,
Uh,
dude? You guys hear that right now? Oh, is that real? I just started talking about it and it goes. I'm cool like that. They must be having some sort of church meeting, hey?
yeah.
So yeah, so other than like the commencement of meetings, I guess like in the past it's probably used like as like a signifying that we're going to battle or war
Mm.
time and stuff like that. But my biggest question, and this is very rookie of me, but to be honest, like is we don't really ever use the davui in our village. Maybe just because maybe we don't have one. But are like was is but I know like I've been to coastal villages and islands, like where that's their main thing they use all the time
Mm.
is the ndavui. I know that the lalis used a lot for church and stuff like that, but like for say like signify like hey, we're gonna start the village work day, or
Mm.
we're going to start meetings, different kinds of meetings are gonna start.
Mm.
Like, is it the coastal villages and island places that really use the ndavui a lot? And then like as you go into the interior, because where were we gonna get the seashell before? Like we don't use the ndavui, we use the lali.
Bali.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm asking.
Mm.
So maybe somebody can comment on that.
So when like here with the Turangan Ikoro calls in for a meeting, he just what he drums the lali or he beats the lali
No,
or
that's
what
the
does
thing.
he?
We don't use anything for the starting of meetings or anything.
And then how do you guys like spread out the information sort of thing?
Facebook.
Facebook?
Bro, it's
Tanzina.
2023, bro. No, that's what I that's what I'm trying to get our Matangali to do.
Uh-huh.
But they've had it happen before. And so this is like, kind of like, I'm gonna end this Twitter spaces. Or should I not?
Live it.
Leave it? Let
Mm-hmm.
it go? Okay. Oh, they almost got cut out of the chat. So um so this is what we're talking about, like with the Great Council of Chiefs, like how to integrate like new tech and like, you know, the progress of civilization into with the preservation of cultures, or like,
Mm.
old ancient traditions and cultures. So like they've started like a bunch of Facebook pages for the Matangali, because I'm like before I came,
Mm.
because I'm like, we need to do this. They're like, oh, we've already done it, but the problem is like it just becomes this open forum, and people start announcing things that shouldn't be announced. You know,
Right,
like
right, right.
we they people start saying things on there that like they're meant for like proper protocol, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, but this is where they need somebody to help them, or to be like, you can set up a Facebook group where only an admin has access. Like the admin adds everybody into the group, and
Mm.
nobody can chat. It's not an open forum. It's a place where people come to hear.
News.
Yeah, basically like the like like where people like, like they don't,
Mm.
nobody can speak. It's only one person who speaks out that information after they blow the conch shell, right?
Mm.
So like, yeah, so it's just, I guess, educating people on like, hey, we can use tech because people are like, we have like a lot of people like live like down the road now,
Mm.
like they can't hear the lali and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and davui. But like if we had a everybody has jobs, people work far away from town.
Right.
But if we have a Facebook group, it's like, hey, this day we have a village like Bosni Matangali or something, or Bosni Koro, like,
Everybody comes.
then just that's it. You don't have to
Okay.
comment on it,
Okay.
just so you know everybody's in the group,
Mm.
and then everybody can come.
Mm.
So like,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
because
Maybe is there a fear in the Fijian culture about using it because like, that's not appropriate? Because I know when it comes to like tradition and stuff like that in Fiji, for those of you who don't know, like social media has been misused in the past. Like we mentioned it like a few seconds ago, where like there's a way to say what, like when somebody dies, I guess
mm.
there's like a special protocol like you're supposed to take around, and ronginimate, I think
Mm.
it's called, right?
Mm.
Like where you have a person who's designated to go here, you designate a person to go to this
Yeah,
village,
yeah.
and tell them about the death, right?
Mm.
But what's happened, you know, recently is that people just throw it up on, yes, so and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
passed away, and then it's
yeah,
like, what, then everybody knows, and like
yeah,
that's just not the right way to, in the culture, that's not the right way to use social media, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I think that's one of the
yeah.
hesitations.
There are like a lot of people, and then no, like people were like talking about how it's disrespectful to like, the family when like where their relatives would passed away,
Yeah,
without proper following the proper channels or like protocols.
yeah,
Other people was just posting it up on social media, you know.
yeah. That's just not right. I mean, like, yeah, it's just not right. Like it's kind of like, um I guess like, overseas you'd relate that to like when you're gonna have a baby,
Yeah,
like you tell your family,
yeah,
like your close family,
yeah.
but like you don't tell anybody else, and that's like a kind of like a known thing. Like nobody, like if you're privileged enough to get to know that, if you share that before the couple shares it,
Mm,
like that's like friends off.
yeah.
Like that's like
Mm,
very inappropriate for the culture.
mm.
Like that's something, actually it's interesting because like I think chickens, man. Um, I think a lot of people overseas think like we don't really have a culture. We don't have like traditions, or like a lot of things like it's not strict like Fiji, but there are definitely things
Mm,
inside Western culture, like unspoken rules.
right. Yeah.
Like, you know, don't date your sister. You know,
Mm,
stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
But maybe that one applies here in Fiji too.
It's your cousin.
Yeah, but not your cousin sister. Really? So yeah, there are things there. We're joking, by the way, guys. There are things that like that in Canada, that and other places overseas. Like you don't tell other people that somebody's having a baby until they tell them.
Uh-huh.
Like that's their news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here comes the man himself.
Yeah.
Let's pull up some of these links. Do we have any questions in Das chat?
Mm, okay. Ryan Reddy is just firing all the way through, man.
Man, I appreciate that guy.
Thanks again for jumping in. So I don't know what FCC. F triple C stands for? Do you know what F triple
Yeah,
C stands
that's
for?
the well. I don't. It's Fiji Consumer and Competition Council. Fiji
Really?
Consumer Competition Council, I think. Yeah. Jeez, don't get me started with these guys. Why? What do we have to talk about
Okay.
them for?
What is your opinion on F triple C? What is the need for this organization? I knew someone that worked there and was shocked at how many people work for this organization.
Yeah, so we'll just do a Google search here. F triple C Fiji. Fiji Competition and Consumer Commission. There you
Hmm.
go. So let's just go onto their website and let's read their mission and vision for the country
Right.
before I talk about it. Because they have a website, which means that they should be have a clear place like about us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have an about us here. Um, they have too many things. Um, about what we do, functions and duties. Sure, let's go with that. Okay, that's simply too much writing. Not interested. Simply too much writing.
Just an essay.
Yeah. Okay, Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission. I'm just going to call it FCCC now that you guys know. I'll say it one more time. Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission is an independent statutory body established under Section 7 of the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission Act of 2010. FCCC promotes effective competition and an informed market, encourages fair trade in markets, and protects customers and businesses from restrictive practices. FCCC also controls and regulates prices of regulated regulated industries and other markets where competition is lessened or limited, such as but not limited to electricity, telecommunications, posts, posts,
Yeah.
Fiji, maritime and airport sectors. Our primary responsibility is to ensure compliance of consumer protection laws contained in the Act. So, yeah, and this is what I've always said about the FCCC is like once you start messing with once you start messing with a free market, like there's any sort of influence, like there's it's a bottomless pit. Like one action affects so many others. So what I see, I'll start off with the good things that I see what that the FCCC can do is like we spoke about this before.
Hmm.
Like apart from these industries that they talked about, like electricity and airport sectors, that kind of stuff. Say something like flour. Like FMF and Punjas are basically the only two companies that import flour into Fiji,
Hmm.
and they've built such a huge substructure underneath them, and like they have their own factories. They can bring in like raw wheat and then grind it here and produce everything in Fiji. Nobody has the ability to come in and take the business from them almost because it's almost like a monopoly. And I think Punjas and FMF are like just distant cousins. I
Really?
think, yeah, I think like maybe a generation ago,
Hmm.
cousins. Maybe you guys can let me know in the chat. But the problem with that is that if there was no like FCCC, they could just jack up the flour price. They could just like the two CEOs sit in a meeting and they're like, we're gonna triple the flour prices, and it's like nobody can do anything about it,
See.
right? Like so, the FCCC kind of protects people from stuff like that. They tell you like what you can charge for flour,
Oh, okay.
and you can't charge any more, otherwise you get put out of business.
Hmm.
Like, um, but the problem, so that's a good thing, is that like what I see in a small island nation, you have certain industries and certain things that there's only like one or two people that they basically have like a the full market share of it because we're such a small nation. But the bad part of it is that like it once you start once you start controlling prices, like you affect everything around it.
Hmm.
And so like you actually get rid of competition and you cripple a free market, which in a free market, like I get to I get to charge as much as I want or as little as I want, and it's up to me. I just have to figure a way out to get more people in my door to buy more stuff from me than from you. And
Hmm.
so, like with the flower stuff, FMF and Poon just sat in a room and they're like, we're gonna double our flour prices. Then somebody like me or somebody who's like, sees opportunities and wants to go after it, will figure out a way to like undercut these guys. Then I'll
Uh-huh.
start importing my own flour and I'll do it myself and I'll undercut you. And then people are just going to start buying my flour because it's
Mm,
cheaper. And then they're going to have to lower their prices. And now we're in competition.
mm,
And then like we're going to get the prices back down to where they should be.
mm.
And then the people tell us what's a good price, not some consumer council or whatever.
Okay.
Like in a free market, I think in the free market, your consumers, your customers will tell you what's a fair price.
Mm,
What if I bring in raw wheat flour and sell it for 4 times as much because it's from non-GMO or it's organic flour out of Italy or something like that.
mm,
Like, what if I want to like if I build enough value in it, I should be able to charge as much as I want. And if it's too much and I don't build enough value in the brand or in the product, the people aren't going to buy it. They're not going to lower my prices.
mm.
Like the consumers will tell you what they want to pay, whether they think it's valuable enough, right?
Yeah.
So, um, I think the FCCC is dangerous at best, but there's probably also things that I don't understand about it. Which I mean, there's obviously a lot of people that think that it was necessary to have it. I am not one of those people, but my mind can be changed.
Mm,
Yeah, I just yeah, just what is like for them to say uh FCCC controls and regulates prices of regulated industries. It's like what's a regulated industry?
mm.
Like you're telling us what's a regulated industry. Like it's like it's not a regulated industry until you regulated it,
Regulated.
right?
Right. Right.
It's like I'll tell you like the cool kids are who I say are cool. Anybody other than that is not
Not
cool.
cool.
It's like, well, obviously because you said they're cool,
Yeah.
so that of course you think they're cool because you're like, I don't want to be in a regulated industry. I want to be one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I don't know. Obviously they have their thing, so that's as much as I want to say about
Yeah. It's good. It's
it.
good. Yeah. I'm ready. Just firing with all the politic questions right here.
Oh
Yeah. This one's from Patrick.
yeah,
Hey, sorry, Patrick. Let's talk about the 15% VAT.
yeah. So actually, I don't know anything about this.
Mm.
What is it at right now? 9%,
Yeah, it's at
and they wanted
9%.
and the powers to be, or like there was chatter about it going up to 15%.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, yeah, I think that's hard for people to accept because 15%, 9%, you're talking about like a 66% hike. Yeah, 66% increase,
Hmm.
if my math is right, just like that on tax. Like it's a lot, I think, for people to swallow. And I don't think I saw some reports that like they're not actually going to be doing it. Like that's not true. They were just talking about it.
But they have to.
Oh,
Said they don't want to, but they have to.
right.
Like, in my opinion.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And I feel like they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. If it's not 15%, at least 12% is okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Needs to save the economy, to get it all up there again. That's
Yeah.
probably
So
the best way to move.
the hard part, I don't understand much about economics. I'm just an
Mm.
idiot talking about stuff that's being thrown at me right now, guys. I'm so dumb it would blow your mind. But like the way that I would rather see this happen, and I don't know what political boat this puts me into. If it's a political, I don't think it's. I think it's just economics. Is like instead of just they might need to do this because the easiest way to get more money from people is to tax them. Is just to increase tax,
Mm.
right? But I don't know if that's the best long-term play. Like if you want to get more money from people long term, then create people who can be taxed,
Mm.
which means creating jobs, which means building industries with people who have jobs that now have to pay tax
Mm.
because they make an income. So like instead of just like you're taking money from people who like you're just working with the same amount of people. You're not increasing the pool size of people that can give you the money. So that you're just now burdening the people who spend money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, instead of just charging more money to the people who are already getting charged money,
Mm,
like increase the pool of people who can then spend more money. Because like if more people are making more money, they're going to buy more stuff, which means if you have like 100,000 people paying 9%, what if you had 150,000 people paying 9% instead of the same 100,000
mm,
paying 12 or 15%?
mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like create more jobs, which means people have money, which means they're going to buy more stuff.
So open a lot of things and
Yeah, like,
everything.
but that's very long term, right?
Yeah.
Like they might not have time for that, and that also takes money.
Yeah, definitely.
But that also means seeing people like me trying to do stuff in Fiji
Exactly.
and like getting on board with our vision. Like our mission is literally to create employment
Mm,
opportunities, which means that we create taxable citizens of the South Pacific,
mm.
right?
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, like if there's more money being made, more money goes around, which means more people can pay tax, which means more people will buy things that have tax on top of it,
Mm.
create jobs. Like, and it fixes so many problems.
Okay,
But
another
I'm an idiot.
another one from Ryan Reddy. Is there discussions going on with high taxes levied on imported vehicles? Wouldn't less taxes mean more newer, safer cars? How does that funds get used? Why don't they add lanes or Queens? Why don't they add lanes to Queens Road?
Okay, come again with the
Okay,
question.
is there discussion on with high taxes on imported vehicles? Wouldn't less tax mean more newer, safer cars? How does that fund get used? Why don't they add lanes to Queens Road?
Right. So there's a few questions in there. Like
Mm,
the reason that you make it hard for people to import their own vehicles is
mm,
to protect your automotive sector. So like you have people like Visions, you have people like Aska Motors, you have like Naranjans, I think, who runs the Ford stuff. So like Sridhar, whoever they are. Um, you need to protect those big investors, otherwise they'll just pull out. Like, and then like they'll just leave the country. Like if everybody can bring in their own vehicles because it's so cheap and they stop buying from the dealerships,
mm.
then like we lose those brand new vehicles that like they all bring in their service, their parts, their backup, like all that stuff.
Okay.
So I think the way I've always seen it, again, I don't know anything, is that like you just protecting your automotive industry.
Mm,
Otherwise, people will just do it themselves, and they'll do it for a cheaper price,
okay.
but they won't know what they're doing. Like when they're importing a vehicle from overseas, you know,
Mm.
like that business should have been for somebody who already runs a business here. Like we always say, like support local as much as you can, you know.
So you're saying the dealers also pay the high taxes. That's why vehicles are more expensive in Fiji.
Right,
Mm.
right. We got Nate on the chat. What's up, Nate? What's up, Twitter world, Nate? All right. YouTuber who. Okay, should we just watch this then?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got going on here?
Oh, it's a link to a news. Mm.
Okay, is there a video on here that it should be watched, or am I just supposed to?
No, no.
Okay, so YouTuber who intentionally crashed plane pleads guilty, faces 20 years in prison. What did this guy do?
Jumped off the flying plane. He was flying the plane and he jumped it off. And he jumped off the
No way.
flying plane.
What? No, you already had your yoga today. Did they? Okay. Did you already have a yogurt today? Well, you can have, yeah, okay. Go have a yogurt. That's your ration for tomorrow, too. So the thing with kids is that I am the F triple C in this house.
Yeah.
I control what gets consumed and where we have competition. So if I buy 15 yogurts, they will eat 15 yogurts in one day. So therefore, they need dad, also known as F triple C dad, to regulate the flow of commodities within this household. Um,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
buddy,
he jumped off the flying plane and he recorded the whole thing. I don't know. It's going on around on YouTube, but
whoa,
he
why
did that
did?
for the views, and yeah, at the price of it, he gets 20 years in prison.
Well, I hope the views are worth it, buddy.
Hmm.
Let me just check. I crashed my airplane. How many views did he get?
He made it to the news. So
4.1 million views, dude. Not even worth it. 4.1 million, dude. That is so not worth it.
yeah, well,
Well,
he crashed it like on like a desert place, but still,
but still, man,
yeah.
like, dude, the like air, like who manages the airspace in the states? Actually, airspace management all over the world is so strict.
Hmm.
Like, trying to get your license for
Hmm.
like being a pilot and all that stuff. Like,
Hmm.
what'd you think, man? What an idiot, dude. I crashed my plane.
That's the level of extent someone can go to for the views.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
maybe we should try get some more views.
Yeah, maybe just drive the
He should have done it
tractor.
over the ocean.
Hmm.
That would have been funnier. And then he has
Crash
to
in the
figure
ocean.
out how to get back to
Get
land.
back. Golly.
Notice how he did it, but still survived. He's very
Yeah,
strategic and
had the parachute and everything.
wow. Like, yeah, I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Mm. Mm.
I'll,
Oh, remember a question from last week was one of the comments on Facebook. I think it was in on Instagram. They're asking if do we run our brand with an AI or like
oh, do we use AI?
yeah, do we use AI for our brand?
Um, we do use AI a little bit. Um, so we use like, should I talk about how we use AI?
Um,
I don't know. Like we use AI. Like I use AI. If I have like emails that I need help like rewording, or
oh
like
yeah, yeah,
I'll use Chat GPT,
yeah. We
just
use ChatGPT.
like type things in like that. I use AI to help with like ideas for titles and stuff like that
Mm.
on some like stuff that, like, 'cause some, like, we release so much content that sometimes it gets difficult to like know like what to put.
Yeah.
I don't know, and so it just sometimes just to stimulate your own creativity. That's what I use AI for. But like it can sound pretty, the fear with AI and using it like, say, like in a Chat GPT way, or using it to like to fill out the body of an email, or like to create the descriptions on your YouTube videos, like it just misses. Like right now,
Mm.
it's not. It's just not good enough, and I'm not like good enough at using it.
Mm.
Um, but there is an AI that I saw today that you can type in, like, it gives you the fields to type in like your body weight,
Oh
um,
yeah.
like your what like your age, if you have any health problems, and then it will spit out this like code basically, and your goals, like what do you want to achieve, and then you put that into Chat GPT, and then it'll give you a full workout plan for like however long you want it. Like if you want a four, or say you want a 4 month workout plan, it'll give you a workout plan for 4 months, what you need to do every day, what you need to eat every day, and the recipes on how to make that.
That's
So it'll give
crazy.
you, it basically eliminates the need for a personal trainer.
Yeah,
So
very soon this all this AI is gonna take a lot of jobs,
yeah, so
take
we
out a
can do
lot
that
of jobs.
live next or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try to do it live.
Well, oh, with the description. Oh,
Yeah.
man, how to do? Oh,
Huh?
with it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll just
Yeah, we should. We
we'll
should.
just point at the laptop
Uh
screen
huh.
and just do it live
Yeah.
and create like a 6 week workout plan,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
we'll follow it and see what happens. Hey,
Well, who? You and me?
no,
Or it's
me.
just you? Oh yeah, yeah,
You
you
don't
and
like
me.
working out.
Yeah.
30 year
I,
old Bobby named world's oldest dog ever by Guinness Book of World Records. Dude, Bobby looks relatively healthy actually.
he doesn't look that old, huh?
Bobby is a Refugio del Algeneto, no, Alentejo breed dog who was born on May 11th, 1992. Dude, that's the same age as me, which makes him 31 years old.
Yeah,
I'm 31.
yeah,
Sheesh.
but
The
the same
Guinness World
age.
Records, yeah, have confirmed that Bobby is not only the oldest living dog, but also the oldest dog ever. Uh, How
About
can
the
we
same
say
age,
that? I
man.
mean, like, what is? I mean, I'm sure like Methuselah was rolling around with some old hounds. Like people used to live until like the 900s, like back in the Bible. No freaking way, dude.
What?
A gecko just pooed on my laptop screen. It's too. Look at that, right?
Wait, no.
Oh,
Show it here. Show
huh?
it here.
You guys, you guys are joking about this? Show up.
No, no. There. There, we got
Oh
it there.
my gosh, man! We're taking fire. Oh, I can't even finish it now. Well, people, on that note, we're gonna wrap it up, I think, for today because now I gotta go wash my laptop. Joining.
Detergent.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk more important things. Peace.